are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so I want to start with an apology because last night I said multiple times, same time, same place. And it did not work exactly like that. I had a long day today. I've been at the urgent care. I've been in Walmart. I've been at the pharmacy. I've been all kinds of places. And I just got home probably a little bit over an hour ago. So I'm just thankful to be here with you guys tonight and have made it, period. Okay. So last night we started, listening to Stephan Stern's jail calls, and we're going to start back right where we left off in just a moment. I want to say hello to you guys first, but where we left off, just to remind you guys, was his mom talking about some of his old friends and old roommates who had been calling into YouTube shows. And do you guys remember I had told you guys last night, and we have talked about it in the past, there were fake friends and fake roommates calling into places regarding this as well. But I do know that one place that didn't do that was Gray Hughes, and he had this long phone call with one of them. Let me share my screen for a second to show you guys what I'm looking at. So I'm going to drop this in the chat, and you guys can save it, to watch later if you haven't got to see it yet. But that was one of the friends or roommates, because some of them were legit. So, I don't know. Jen's coming tonight too. I know that she said she would be here at like 8:45, but I don't want her to miss the first call. So I'm thinking what we will do is go back about 5 minutes and hear the end of this last call, since it's a continuation, to kind of have a good idea of what we're going into. So let's see. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Did the same thing with his.
Oops. Okay, hold on one second. I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened there. Something weird came up on the screen, a weird pop-up I've never seen before. So we'll go back to like right here, and that's where we'll start. And then we'll just keep going into the ones we haven't heard. So again, I mentioned this yesterday, and I'm going to link this at the top of the chat, actually, when the Nightbot drops it. If you guys are interested in the timeline that I built regarding this case or any of the other court documents and things, they are on my Patreon on the free tier. You just have to join, like, I guess with your email and stuff, but it's still free. There's also a paid tier for like the lives and the videos, and once a month or every so often, every few lives, will be open to all members, including the free members. So, okay. Now I'm going to pin that at the top. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Connie. Good to see you. Hey, Neat. Hey, Past. Hey, Claudia. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Riley. Hey, Julie with no E. Crime Crochet and Coffee. Hey, Neat. Hey, Crime Crochet. I hope you're feeling better, or even just a little bit better. Hey, Midnight Lace. Petunia, and anybody that I missed. Hey, Gidget. Okay, so we're gonna, like I said, we reround just a couple minutes because there are two calls back to back, and we stopped after the first one. This way, going into the second one, we're kind of we know what we're listening to, and it makes more sense. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, Crime Crochet and Coffee. Hey, favorite humans, I missed y'all. We missed you too. Okay, so here we go, you guys.
But they're saying that you had it,
They're saying that she refused to take her bipolar meds, which she was very forgetful, and didn't do a lot. But they were saying that it was not ADHD, but they thought she was autistic. And like going, no, she wasn't.
It was autistic. It was a question mark. You had one doctor saying that she was possibly on the spectrum, another saying, no, it doesn't seem like it, she's just ADHD. And other doctors didn't know. So it was a question mark.
Shows how much you know, Mom. See, she's so dead set. Now I'm going to have even more commentary than what I had yesterday. But I have a lot of thoughts. But she's so dead set, she's got it all figured out. And I have read in some comments that, because I didn't listen ahead, that some of the calls we're going to listen to are going to be kind of maddening, but she's already, figured it all out.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a three-ring circus out there with these YouTube channels, which is why I don't watch them. Your mother doesn't watch them, but every now and then somebody sends us a link to something. And like I said, I sped viewed it and, came away with a little bit of information and a lot of bad information, misinformation, inaccurate information.
And he's right about that. Hey, Tony, I mean, I got to say, though, he is right. There's a ton of misinformation. There's a ton of bullshit. It's, listen, I understand YouTube is about clicks and views, obviously. Anybody who has a channel wants their videos to be seen. But when you decide to talk about something like this, true crime in general, or, even just one case, like if this case, for instance, what happened to Maddie is horrific. She's a real person. She exists. This had been going on for years before her life was taken. These things deserve respect. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. Because they're 100% right. Now, some of these interviews, I believe, were legit. Like I said, legitimate, like the Gray Hughes one. Some of them were not. And if you're at the point where you want $1 so bad, go get a fucking job. That you're having these people calling, pretending to know this man. It's messed up. So I'm right there with them. I do agree. The misinformation, disinformation, it's bullshit.
But it is what it is, and so I'm not going to bother with it. You have to consider the source and the validity of it, and everybody's highly speculative about whatever they come across, and then they try to make something monumental out of it that just doesn't exist.
I don't know how they can even find jurors that haven't listened to some of this crap.
Yeah,
They can't.
These things that it's tainted. The whole thing is tainted now.
Yeah, they might have to shop it out to a different venue, but even at that point, I think it's going to be hard to find anyone who hasn't heard about all this.
The whole thing is not tainted now, lady. Come on. Ugh.
yeah.
Well, that's true. And the minute they do hear about it, they're going to go in, and even though they're not supposed to, they're going to go in and check the internet, and they're going to see these things. They're going to believe this stuff because they don't know the difference between truth and non-truth.
Fact and fiction.
Yeah. And there's nothing, if I go in and say, you people are idiots. You know this never happened, and I can't do that because it won't do you good.
You don't want to engage with it.
So, don't want to give them. They're not worthy of the merit of any comments, and they can just enjoy themselves. And then when the truth comes out, then they'll have to do a lot of backtracking. Yeah, right. Okay, sure. But anyway,
I will tell you this, Stephan.
But they don't. They just continue on, with the next case, and they don't.
You know that we're saved people. You know that we're Christians, and you know that these people came to us many times for help in their living.
Okay, so Nikki was asking about this case. You don't know about this case. What you could do while we're listening, I have put together a timeline with using police documents, from FOIA requests, as well as the local news, a couple local news sources, as well as the interviews that have been put out. And it kind of outlines everything. So Maddie Soto last year in February, she turned 13, February 22nd. On February 26th, she went missing. She was reported missing. She was never missing. She had been abused by her mom's boyfriend, on and off boyfriend, for years. And apparently no one knew, it went under the radar with all of her friends and family. And we still don't know what exactly brought the whole situation to a head where things changed, because we see a pattern of many years of abuse happening. And then all of a sudden he takes her life. We're still learning the facts of that. He has 2 trials. He was caught with over 1,500 images of child sexual abuse material of him and Maddie, and over 35,000 images of other kids. So he has 2 trials. He has the first trial regarding the essay and the sexual abuse and the images on his phone of him and Maddie. And then he has another trial, which is the murder trial. He is up for the death penalty, but all the other details you can find in that timeline. If you join the Patreon, it's a PDF that you can download. It has clickable links and stuff like that. We call it interactive, B Crumbs and I. But yeah, so that's about the gist of it. All right, let's keep
situations, and you know that we helped all of them. I don't understand why these kids think it's so wonderful to jump on this bandwagon and crucify us when we were there for them when they needed us. I don't understand that.
Because we have fallings out for various reasons, and they can't resist the temptation to kick me while I'm down because they think they can do it with impunity.
Absolutely.
They didn't have the balls to do it while they were free.
What's that?
So they didn't have the balls to do it while it was free.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm jealous. You know who was always the one with the little, very, very something on his back, the mouth. He was always so jealous of you. He's so jealous of you.
Hey, Margie. No, so when we started doing the calls, I pushed the Tisha Live to tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and we won't finish these calls by then, but we'll just keep the schedule the way it is. We'll do Tisha and then come back to the calls because I want to listen to them all with you guys. I know a lot of other people have listened to them, and that's okay. Like, there's no way that I can't go through these with you guys, give my thoughts, hear your thoughts. So we're still going to do it, and we can just do it at our own pace.
And he sabotaged me at every turn. I mean, if you remember when I was working Quiznos, I was in line for management, so he started working there. Then suddenly everyone's attitude towards me changed, and he became the manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what he does.
And, you know, there were people in our friends group who, for some reason, were under the impression that I was a complete moron.
Mm.
Well, they should check your IQ score.
Well, I know he was...
Because that's what you do to your friends. Hey, can you do an IQ test for me? Like, you can still be a moron or an idiot or whatever and have a high IQ and still do stupid shit.
Backstabbing and trying to put himself above me at every opportunity.
They should check your IQ score.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's because a while back he was even stealing my possessions and selling them.
Like what?
Airsoft guns. I mean, my street board went missing. A lot of my Pokemon cards went missing.
So, Nikki, this is the man that's been accused and his family. And if you go back and watch yesterday's live, like after this, you'll hear they have already talked about the case some, and I know they're going to get into it more, but this is him and his parents. Hey, Jennifer, we are listening to Stephan Stearns and his mom and dad. It was just released, but it's a call from last June. So just a few months after he had been arrested. My son's IQ is 160, and he has done some of the most boneheaded things. Exactly. He's such a man child. He's 38 years old, and mommy and daddy are still, taking care of him like he's kind of like he's like a 16, 17, 18-year-old. Seriously.
There's a woman.
Are you talking about when you guys were roommates, he was stealing your stuff and selling it?
Yep.
No surprise.
Nope.
I believe that.
He needed to support his lifestyle somehow, and did the same thing with his parents' crap too. So,
yeah.
What else?
I know he peddled his dad's pills.
Yeah, he was a first-class citizen. We all know that.
Oh, I just heard that. I know he peddled his dad's pills. Well, he was Stephan's friend, and we know Stephan's into the pills too. Matter of fact, his mom and dad told police that the weekend that this all happened, he had asked them if they had any Xanaxes or anxiety medication. I know he peddled his dad's pills. Well, he's Stephan's buddy, so that kind of checks. That makes sense.
Which is why he got kicked out of his house.
Yep. And I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes if I can, because we got the 1 minute thing.
All right, later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so I was hoping Jen would be here by now, but this is what I'm going to do. If she is not, like, if we hear something that's very important, I'm going to remember the timestamp and we'll go and play that back for her. And then otherwise I'll just kind of summarize. But just a quick little, hold on a second. So today at Walmart, I always love to look for like new snacks, new drinks, things like that. Like I just love watching news, like consumerism. I'm awful. I'm like consumerism queen. I'm looking for all the new snacks, new makeup, whatever. So when I can, I'm trying it, you know? So today at Walmart, I saw the new Sprite was released, and it's strawberry kiwi Sprite. And I only saw the 20 ounces, but I did get one, and it is so good. You guys, if you like that kind of stuff, you should definitely try it. It's better than the cherry lime that they had last year. And so Nikki says, I would never allow my child to get away with something like this. And that's interesting because we've talked about it a lot. Like, what would it be like to be a parent in this situation? And you really don't know unless you've been there, but it would be hard. Like, I would like to think I would support my kids through anything, but if they took someone's life or even committed any serious crime, I wouldn't help them get out of it. I wouldn't help them cover it up. I think it's really important to teach your kids to hold themselves accountable or be held accountable when necessary, you know? Hey, Lil Red. How pathetic. The only calls he has are to his elderly parents. And don't forget, Shelly Beans, he goes days and days without calling. It's only when he's out of commissary when he needs money. Ooh, tropical Sprite Zero. That sounds good. Tastes like peach. Nikki says, I'm a survivor of abuse, and if my child ever abused anyone, I would disown them 100%. Well, and thank you for sharing that. There are so many survivors in here, and I appreciate you guys, you know, being willing to share your stories. I think it just makes other people feel like they can speak up, and sometimes it's a person who has never spoken up before. You know, their abuse is still unspoken. So, hey, Wendy. Hey, Juju Bones. I would never stand by mine for hurting a child. Well, think about Wade Wilson, and it wasn't hurting a child or abuse, but still horrific crime. Absolutely horrific. His dad tried to speak to him and support him, but also not only turned him in, but convinced his son to talk to police another time, you know, and tell them where that one of the women were. We don't get good stuff like that in Canada, Nikki, but you guys at least have real sugar Mountain Dew, which is good. Hey, Bushi. Okay, so here we go. Now we're getting into where we left off last night. Okay, I'm a little nervous. Here we go.
The time is 8:19 p.m.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, I'm back.
Yay.
So, spent the last 15 minutes thinking about these yahoos.
They aren't worth the time.
Yay.
Can't believe that.
Interesting. Hey, Rob.
Just don't
true.
for all of them that they would try to do this.
You know, these are the same ones that came to you for help and were always saying what a good friend you were, and you would keep all their secrets for them and stuff. But yet they don't have any secrets of yours. They'll make them up just so that they can make themselves sound big on YouTube. You know.
Yep.
It's a sad situation when people are that desperate for attention.
Yep.
Especially when Sir Lancelot was the one going to community college to learn how to be a computer programmer, and he's the only one who could have set up a network if there ever was one. So forget that. That's bullshit.
I'm
You
sure
know, he did it if anybody did it.
paid for information and decided he would make some stuff up and get paid on my account.
Yep.
Whoever paid him ought to get a refund because he fleeced them.
They don't care. Do you know how much money they made off of it? To have all this purulent information on you, to have people click on. These people are vultures. They're worse than that.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't wait till you're dead to feed on you.
Well,
Anyway, how are you doing?
well, I'm hanging in there. Keeping up as best as I can. Did a little bit of exercise today.
Good.
Push-ups, crunches, squats, leg lifts, whatever.
Whatever you can do.
Well, see if you can ask somebody about the book order and see, I don't know how long it takes to have these items delivered, but I don't know.
They haven't got the book.
We haven't gotten any indications that they've been returned, so they're in the system, so I don't know how long it takes for you to get them.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any indication that they've been returned either, so still waiting to hear on that. Been praying a lot.
Good.
And,
He hears you. God hears your prayers.
We've been praying for deliverance as well, but I don't know.
Well, Proverbs shows you how to live. Romans shows you how God forgives. So those are the two I would look at.
I've been praying to Him to deliver me from all this and give me a chance to get my life back on track, but there might be some kind of slim chance.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx anything or get anybody's hopes up.
Oh, also, I'm going to be dropping the link to this video in case you want to watch without commentary. I forgot to add it to the description. So as soon as we end, it will be in the description, but it'll be dropped throughout in the live chat as well.
But I'm going to try. Worth a try anyway.
Well, they need to get her out of the hospital where she can be interviewed by the police. They need to ruin all her family in, all those bitches.
Oh my God. All those bitches? Wow. Hey, Ash. Okay. Congrats, Nikki. That's freaking awesome. 17 months sober on the 1st. I'm proud of you. All right. We got to rewind that. First of all, was Jen actually in the hospital? Because there we hear they need to get her out of the hospital so she can be interviewed. We do know that next interview with her attorney didn't take place until sometime in April. So was she in the hospital? I mean, I'd be curious to know if that's actually the truth. But let's hear that again. They need to get all of her family in. Okay, here we go.
But, I'm going to try.
They need to get her out of the hospital where she can be interviewed by the police. They need to ruin all her family in, all those bitches.
Oh my God, that is what she freaking said. Wow, okay.
They were sitting there at the grandmother's house calling 911 and being ugly to 911 operators.
What?
They already knew what had happened. They all knew. And none of them were acting scared. None of them were acting concerned.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to have to replay this for Jen. Oh my God, there you are. Okay, it just got to the part. I actually timestamped in the back what I wanted to replay to show you.
I've been here for like 5 minutes.
Wait, you weren't here when I put the timestamp, were you?
No, I came right. I've been here. So I heard the first thing I heard was bitches. Oh my God. And then you rewound and played. And so that's when I came in.
Okay, so that's when I put the timestamp. So it's been like not 5 minutes, but a minute. Okay.
It feels like a long time because that was an extremely long wait to listen to this gibberish. I can't believe it.
My God. All right. Were you
Right?
ready to hear it again? So you can
Yes.
give your thoughts? Okay.
Yes.
I
Okay.
rewound to where it started. All right. Here.
All right. Thank you.
They need to get her out of the hospital where she can be interviewed by the police. They need to ruin all her family in, all those bitches. that was sitting there at the grandmother's house calling 911 and being ugly to 911 operators. They already knew what had happened. They all knew. And none of them were acting scared. None of them were acting concerned.
They already knew what happened. They all knew. Lady. Oh,
Lady. God. First of all, let me correct you, ma'am. They weren't ugly to the 911 operator. Okay. What the sister was concerned. And she was like, I've already called. We've already called. Why aren't you here? We still haven't found her. There was a sense of urgency to her voice. She was worried. She was concerned. I can't speak to what Jennifer Soto knew or didn't know, but I can say that I've watched those body cams when the police were first dispatched, and the sisters and the grandmother were most definitely acting scared. Stop playing with these people.
I cannot believe she said, yeah, being ugly, agree, Sarah, was absolutely concerned and worried, but I can't believe they already knew what happened. They weren't scared. They weren't concerned, or whatever the hell she said.
How do you know,
him?
lady? What about you? This is your son. Should we hold you to those same standards? Should we say that even though we have absolutely zero proof of it, should we say that you knew all along that your son was like this?
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. How would you like it if the shoe were on the other foot, ma'am?
Hey, Teacup. Gidget has a point, though. She says, I can only imagine how awful it must be to hear your son is not just a loser in life, but a pedo murderer. The denial and deflection must be a coping mechanism. Maybe it is a coping mechanism, and maybe it's like a subconscious one that she's not necessarily.
It ain't a good one, Shug.
Yeah, not at all.
Listen. Now, I know all about coping mechanisms, and I try to give grace where grace is deserved. And my coping mechanism is avoidance. It's not the best coping mechanism, but it works. But I'm not over here on a phone call blaming everybody else and not taking a hard look at what the situation really is. Girl, bye.
God, I can't get over that. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Deep breaths already.
They were talking like we're talking now. Like there wasn't really anything big going on.
Well, I wouldn't get security waivers for any conspiracy theories.
Oh, really? Wow. Sorry. It's just he's telling her, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here.
You don't have to be a conspiracy theory to see the writing on the wall.
Well, at any rate, that's probably not going to help me anyways.
Well, don't give up anything. Don't give up on anything.
Well, I'm not. I'm holding on to hope until there's nothing left to hold on to.
Well, when you get to the end of the rope, you tie a knot in it and still hang on.
When I first got here, I was praying to God for strength and serenity, and He's given me that.
Strength and serenity. Oh, he's got serenity. Nice to know. Go ahead.
Serenity now. I'm going to need you to quote Steel Magnolias correctly. That is not what he said in Steel Magnolias. He did not tell Weezer to tie a rope in at the end of the net. Weezer said she was at the end of the rope, at the end of her rope. And that is not the quote he said. He said, we'll tie a noose in it. That's what he said. So if you're going to try to half-ass attempt to quote some damn Steel Magnolias, you better quote it correctly or don't quote it at all. Lady.
I don't even know it. I never watched the movie, so that I wouldn't have even know that she was wrong. Okay. But I know I'm in the minority for sure. Okay, here we go.
Especially lately, I've just been overcome by an overwhelming sense of calm and serenity.
Oh, good.
He's working on you. I pray for every day. I pray for him to put senses of protection around you and to hear you calling him.
I have been, and thank him for granting me that serenity. Just been thinking about, how he works, how he uses hardship as a vehicle to move you.
Yeah.
Human
I
nature
was,
being
I was
what it
in
is.
the I was in the kitchen making sandwiches, and I started laughing in the kitchen because we were talking about all these people saying stuff, about networks being set up and videos and blackmail and on envelopes full of cash. And I'm thinking, damn, they've been watching some movies, haven't they?
I know, I was thinking that too. It sounds like a bad spy movie.
I know.
If you go to the house to pay them off, why would you have bothered putting the cash in a manila envelope if you were going to be inside the house?
Who knows? But
So
then the other one is that I went to a restaurant and slid it across.
Okay, so I do want to say it, people who are sharing images of children online do tend to gather with other people that are like them. But she's not wrong, because when he was first arrested, people were trying to connect him to another man that was arrested that they were calling Santa Claus. And I was seeing videos about it all over. They were kind of trying to set up that I was watching to see if they were, but I never talked about it. But that was being like, people were making connections that weren't necessarily there.
Correct. They were trying to set it up as if it was some type of ring. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. He's Sophia's Lolly.
Hey.
So I said I remember that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, maybe I don't know why you put it. If you did put it, that's not out of the realm of possibilities. Donna Adelson literally washed money before she gave it to Charlie to give to the hitman. Okay. Putting it in a manila envelope is literally the least strange thing.
Right.
Across the table to him.
I know, what is that? Why not both payments at the house? Wouldn't that have made more sense?
So none of it makes sense, and I keep telling Chris, I said, why can't I just offer to go take a lie detector test and put all this to bed? But
and if you're going to bring out a large amount of cash, why would you take it out of the bank envelope to put it into a big manila envelope just to take it inside to a house and hand it to somebody?
Why would I give it to those wads of bubble gum anyway? They have the mental capacity of a 3-year-old.
He was a terrible liar anyway. He lied about big things. He lied about little things. He lied to women all the time. He lied just to, make himself seem cooler or maybe gain more acceptance. But he just lied. He was one of those people that lied for no reason. It's like, buddy, you don't have to lie. Like, we already lied to you. You're already our friend. There's no need to lie or build yourself up,
Because they're a habitual liar, and it's hard when you're a liar to keep the truth straight because you change it every time you tell somebody something.
I don't know. I just used to laugh it off and dismiss it.
Yeah, no. It's weird. Just some weird. They're so weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. He was probably counting his money, walking away laughing, saying, "Thank you, Stephan."
Yeah, probably.
Oh God.
Just these people they don't have moral compass. They have conscience. They have nothing.
Okay, I'm sorry. These people have no moral compass, have no conscience, no redeeming qualities. I suppose she's going to go on to say, you're saying this to your son who is in jail for abusing a child for many years and then taking her life. Okay, and you're talking about people making up stories. I'm sorry, but dude, take a look in the damn mirror. The person you're talking to obviously has no moral compass. To hear that, it's bullshit. While he's done what he's done. No.
Yes, you are definitely on the ricketiest, wobbliest high horse you could possibly be on. Get down, lady. Ridiculous. You out here on some rickety ass high horse and it ain't got a damn leg to stand on. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of Nunez when she used to have that picture that her and the horse was missing a couple of legs because AI did it. Reminds me you want a broken down, busted ass high horse, ma'am.
Well, I thought the horse was like rearing its legs. I didn't realize they were missing. I never looked like a super close, I guess. Like I thought it was on its like standing up.
Only ever noticed whenever it was on my TV. Like I never noticed it on my phone. But and maybe it was doing that. And it's just the way I pictured it or I saw it. Maybe I missed. Who knows? But the point being, I actually like that profile picture. The point being, she's on a janky ass high horse.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I loved when they were doing the high horse thing. It's just funny, just because, but
Out hair on it's just broke, busted, and disgusted. Shut up.
get off your cross, lady. We need the firewood.
Yeah, we do.
Becky. Good to see you, by the way. Okay. Yeah, there lots of bubble gum.
Thinking about them. I'm sure God can find something, but he's going to have to dig. And I don't think they're looking to him for anything anyway. So
They definitely didn't have any honor or integrity. It's one of the reasons I ended up cutting them out of my life.
no,
It just took me too long to do it. You know, back to what I was saying, I was thinking about, how God uses hardship as a vehicle to move people.
right?
Human nature being what it is, even if we're not where we're supposed to be in life, we'll stay there if we're comfortable enough.
Yeah.
It changes, and so God uses hardship as motivation and a vehicle to move us to where we need to be in life.
You know what he did with me and Dinky?
Yeah.
I remember standing in that pasture over his body, flipping God off and telling him how much I hated him, but that was the reason that I got saved. Because I lost Dinky.
Well, all this happened, and, passed away, and that immediately brought me back to God. That was the first thing I did, was beg God to take me and spare her.
So, everybody who loves somebody will do that. So,
I haven't stopped praying.
No.
And I
No, if you love somebody, you would rather take their pain than have them have it.
Yeah, I would have died for her. But, I told God, I said, I see what you did. You immediately brought me back to you, and then I had strayed for a long time, and, message received. My eyes are open. I just...
Nope. I got to hear that again. And not only that, no. Hell fucking no. You don't get to say, oh, God, I see what you did. And I would have died for it. God did not do this.
No, he didn't. He did not. You're such a pig, Stephan, whatever the hell your name is.
Yes.
Such a fucking pig.
Stephan, whatever the hell your name is. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
No, he is. You're right. Okay, I'm gonna play it again. I was just
all right.
Seeing if you had anything.
No, I don't got anything to say to that bullshit ridiculousness other than that.
Okay.
Somebody you would rather take their pain than have them have it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You brought her pain, you piece of shit.
I told God, I said, I see what you did.
You would rather take their pain than...
And he says right here, I would have died for her. That's more out of that fucking poem too. Remember?
Yes. You sick fuck.
Ugh. Have them have it.
Yeah. I would have died for her. But, I told God, I said, I see what you did. You immediately brought me back to you, and that I had strayed for a long time, and, message received. My eyes are open. I just wish it didn't have such a high price attached to it. And it's just, I don't know.
Sometimes you have to look at why it was taken, and it was her time. God knows what's going to happen to you when you're born. He knows every moment of your life that's coming. So,
yeah, I know he has a plan, and every day I've been reaffirming to myself and reassuring myself that
Okay, I know that's a thing that like people say, like God knows the day you're gonna die before you're even born. That's fine, whatever, And I don't care what people believe or tell themselves about that stuff. I truly don't. No matter what it is, that's your personal beliefs, whatever. But don't try to make yourself more comfortable with the fact that this little girl, this young lady's life was taken before it even had a chance to start. Her life was stolen from her. She was robbed.
Yeah, she was murdered. Okay. That's very different than being in a car accident.
Yes.
Your son is who took her life. Like, wake up, lady. Wake up. Listen, I'm not telling you to disown your son. I'm not even telling you to stop talking to him or stop loving him. That's not what I'm trying to that's not at all what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is if you keep living in the land of denial, you ain't never going to be better or healed from this in any way, shape, or form. And it's going to drag you down. Ask Cindy Watts.
Yep. PB&J says, I don't believe that at all because no way do I think God's plan was for this beautiful young girl to be murdered. Absolutely not. There's no way. Just stop enabling. She's hateful. No wonder your son is an asshole. Exactly. There you go. Oh, my God. Okay. Ready?
Yes. No.
Okay.
I have to be patient and maintain my faith and have faith that he has a plan for me, whatever it may be, that it will be revealed in time. And that all I have to do is be patient and maintain my faith in him and trust.
Yes, he had. DB.
Well, you got to trust him. You got to maintain your sanity. You got to maintain your cool. And like Xavier told me, when he was in jail, the only thing that saved him was trying to keep a sense of humor about the situation, even though it was terrible.
Jesus.
I don't have much of a sense of humor anymore, to be honest. A very large part of me died when she did.
Well,
I'm not the same person anymore, and I don't think I ever will be. There's some wounds that just don't ever heal.
Oh, my God.
You selfish fucking prick. Maddie walked around every day from the first incident when she was 8 years old with a wound that never healed. You stole her innocence. You are a piece of absolute shit. And whatever the universe has in store for you is whatever the universe has in store for you.
And I can't wait to see it because most likely you're going to be on an injection table one of these days or whatever the fuck you call it on death row, or maybe a firing squad, or who knows?
Honestly, I think they should bring back Old Sparky in Florida. Just hook Old Sparky back up. That's the name of the electric chair that they retired, Old Sparky. That's what took out Ted Bundy.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't give a shit what they do, but this is like one of the only times in my life I can remember being like, yes, I cannot wait about the death penalty and so for it.
I mean, man, brought you back to God. You are a damn demon. Shut up.
Large part of me died when she did. You're not the fucking victim, but here he is getting sympathy from mommy.
Bruh.
I hope you're there, Deborah, because I know she did not take her life, but it's making me really angry hearing this. And I hope to God she is there every single second of that trial.
You know she will be.
I hope she is, and I hope she has to listen and very closely listen to exactly what he did and see and hear the evidence that they will show, because I don't know how much they'll show. Like, what do you think of like the evidence on his phone? Will they show any of that, even redacted somewhat, or?
I'm not, you know what? I'll look into that. I'm not exactly sure how that would work because I mean, the jury will have to be able to connect that those images are on his phone. I don't know what they'll show. I don't.
Okay.
I have no idea how that works.
Maybe we
And
can
I
find
actually
another
don't
tape.
want to Google it
Yeah.
because I don't, you never know how Google going to do you. Okay. And
Well,
I
maybe
don't-
I'll try to find a case or something that had some kind of images, or I don't know.
maybe I'll email the lawyer,
Ooh, that's a good idea. Ooh, and then you can, hey, hey, do it.
Hi.
They do it. I hope they play these recordings at his trial too, PB&J, and they really might. And I thought I did say Deborah. I knew her name was Deborah. I thought I said that, but
You did.
oh, okay.
You said Deborah. That's what you said.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, just some wounds that won't ever heal. Let's hear what Mommy says about this.
Yeah, wait till you get to prison. You'll really know the meaning of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that they are treating you for PTSD because you found the body, not to mention everything else that went along with that.
No, not treating me for anything except my blood pressure.
Oh my God, Jen. I'm going to try to just keep it together and keep listening. I cannot believe she just said that. Okay. I didn't know if you had anything. All right.
No, I was
Yeah,
chewing
you
a Skittle. My bad.
That's okay. No, it's okay.
Deep in thought, listening.
Okay.
PTSD because you're not sleeping.
Well, you know,
PTSD.
I keep telling myself that I have to maintain my faith. Without faith and trust in God, I have nothing, and therefore I'm keeping that. You know.
Well, just remember that not everybody knows who God is, and not everybody who's walking around is not a demon. Some are demons.
I keep telling God that I trust you, and I have faith in you. Please deliver me from this. Please deliver me from the people who are trying to destroy me. And I just want to see my parents again.
Well, we'd like to see you too. It's been awfully quiet without you.
Just want to
How
be.
can you say that with the dogs?
What?
I asked your mother, I said, how can she say it's been quiet with the dogs?
Well, relatively, I guess. But
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, nobody to say, hey, are you making ramen?
yeah, that ramen was a big hit. Even with, I used to remember she would have such a mischievous little evil smile on her face when I made a fresh bowl of ramen, and she'd try a bite and then steal the rest of the bowl and walk away while staring evil looks and smiles at me. I miss that.
He's talking about Maddie because it was redacted. So,
I'd like to kick you right in your PTSD, bro.
same. Maddie would give me evil little looks and smiles and take my ramen and then walk away from me with the whatever the hell he said. He said the evil looks again. I really miss that. I cannot. It's like delusion.
You miss it because you took it. You stupid. Oh my God, I can't. I just can't. I can already feel my blood. I'm going to be, I'm already, I started the phone call out at 11.
It's unbelievable. It really is. Hey, J Rose. Hey, Amanda. He is so disturbing. Hey, Tara T. Winona. Good to see you guys. If I was his mom, I'd say, well, there's a beautiful young girl who wishes she could still be alive. Piece of shit. Rhonda said, my blood's been boiling for the last 7 minutes.
Nobody gives a fuck about your ramen, Stephan.
Hey, Chief. Daniel says, I swear his dad asked questions and immediately asked leading questions to a reasonable storyline for him to then try and acknowledge.
That is interesting. I'm going to listen when his dad speaks about something. Yeah. Other than, how can you say it's quiet with the dogs around here?
Yeah, me too. Okay. We'll try to pay attention to that because that's it. I wouldn't be surprised. And then, hey, Vicky. Good to see you. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Well, she was a very special child. And I wish this had not happened that way, and I wish a lot of things had not happened the way they happened, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, me too.
So I don't understand that. I don't think there's ever anything that anybody could say to me that would make me understand that. So I'm not even going to go further than that into it, but
Wait, hold on.
just know that I didn't that way, and I wish a lot of things had not happened the way they happened, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, me too.
So I don't understand that. I don't think there's ever anything that anybody could say to me that would make me understand that.
Oh, you mean that he had been having a sexual, not relationship, but what she's trying to make it seem like is like it was a relationship, that he had been sexually abusing Maddie for years? Is that what she means there?
Yes.
I thought so. And okay, so Bikram sent me something, and thank you, by the way. And it's just from AI about CSAM evidence in court, child sexual abuse material, and it says, it is highly likely that the court will take measures to minimize the impact of the graphic evidence on the jury. This could involve careful control of how and when the images and videos are presented, possible redaction or editing of the most disturbing content, and then, of course, providing support to jurors who may be emotionally affected. The prosecution will work to provide the evidence while adhering to the rules of admissible evidence to prove the guilt of the defendant.
Yeah,
So
see, because the problem is, you're trying to figure out how they're going to do it, because there can be issues. It's the reason why when they do the download of somebody's phone, they put it in airplane mode, right? And once they've done the extraction of somebody's phone, then they keep it in airplane mode and lock it away, and only look at the Cellbrite, or there's other, but we all know Cellbrite. They only look at the Cellbrite extraction. They don't actually do anything to the phone, because you're trying to preserve the phone, the contents of the device as they were that day. And so there would be, if you alter the photographs or the videos too much, then they are no longer the original, and that can be problematic.
Right. But I do wonder if they could just, like, even in front of both if there's a way around that, as far as
I'm sure. Oh, yes, there is. But I mean, it's going to not all 3,500 images are going to come in.
Well, yeah, with her, there's 1,500, and then they're not
Right.
charging for the 35,000.
Wait a minute. Doesn't he have 2 trials?
Yes, but one is the murder and one is the abuse and the pictures on his phone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so there's 1,500 pictures of Matt with Maddie, but then there's 35,000 images of other kids
on the phone.
Yeah, and that is not being brought in. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, no. So what I'm saying,
charged with that.
Right. Wait.
He's not been charged with the 35,000 images. You said something about if they won't show all 3,500 pictures or whatever, and I was just like trying to.
So he's charged with 60 counts of CSAM.
No, it's like they're abuse charges that come from the pictures on his phone of him and Maddie,
not the other children.
Right.
Okay, that's where I was confused. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I'm confused all the time, and you help me out.
See, I thought that there were 2 separate trials, because one of them is related to the CSAM charges are related to those 35,000 pictures. Yeah. And then the second trial is the murder of Maddie. And then other charges related to her murder, including the images of her. I didn't realize that they were 2 separate, that they aren't charging him for anything related to the 35,000.
I know, it's pretty crazy. Like, maybe they will. I don't know.
Maybe it's a better case for him because it's Maddie and her face is in them.
Right.
And
finish. I'm sorry. I thought you were finished.
I would imagine that they're running all of those pictures up against all of the images of missing children. And perhaps that'll be a second case
Oh, yeah, that's very
or a
interesting.
third case.
And Tara, there are, but he's not in these photos. Like, and we don't have a lot of details on it. Like, we do see it in the police documents that it happened and they found them, but it's like a brief sentence or two, in a bunch of documents. It's just his dad had found a computer and hard drive and stuff in storage. He went and turned it in. And on this, they found 35 images of CSAM, but but they said during the press conference that there are no other like physical victims of his, and only Maddie. So they do differentiate a little bit, but it's kind of confusing. But yeah, and they are not on the charges. I'll actually pull up the indictment. I saw somebody say I was under that impression too, and I'll show you guys. And then while we're listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was a very special child, and I wish this had not happened that way, and I wish a lot of things had not happened the way they happened, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, too.
So I don't understand that. I don't think there's ever anything that anybody could say to me that would make me understand that. So I'm not even going to go further than that into it, but just know that I don't care what you did. There is nothing that would make me hate you. There is nothing that would make me turn my back on you.
Mm.
Well, I appreciate it, Mom. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, sweetheart.
And, I just going up for visits and bringing new snacks or new treats for her to try, or showing her new video games or her games and things like that. I miss that.
All right, let's just take a second. So here is his case. This is the one that's about to happen, the 60 charges. He does have unlawful possession, but these are the ones with him and Maddie. They're not the same as the other. It's 10 or more images, and that's just for him and Maddie. And this is, and then a bunch of sexual battery in a different way, familial custodial, lewd or lascivious, and then the unlawful possession of materials depicting the images. But yeah, they found the others after he was already charged with, like.
I see. I get it. I got you now. Thank you, babe, for correcting me. Yeah.
Well, also the reason I pulled this up is because the chat was a little bit confused too.
Right.
But
I wonder, just him being in possession of that material, those 35,000 images, is against the law. Maybe they feel that this, because of the images with Maddie and him are so distinctive and identifying. You know what I mean? That this was the stronger case.
yeah, and maybe where it was like on this old computer, the computer with the 35,000, it's in the files, and I could find it, but I pulled it up on an article yesterday, but it hadn't been touched since 2020, and his dad brings it in. So I don't know if there's a issue as far as how they got it, if they can say for certain it was his computer, or if maybe they feel like they could, you know what I mean, if that makes it not a strong case too.
Right, because it wasn't in his home. It was stored away from where he lived. And I understand that. But I those children that were in those that are depicted in those images, I know that they're not just, I know that law enforcement isn't just walking away from that. I know that they are trying to locate those kids and matching them, because that's what they do. They have a whole unit that does that.
I bet you it's going to take a long time too. Cause like, think about how long 35,000 pictures, like think about even trying to go through regular photos of like the sunset or whatever, like even just 200 a day or 500 a day, every day for many, many, many days.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
I
can't imagine looking at
how many days, 70 days, 500 a day for 70 days. Jeez.
Yeah. Those children do deserve justice. And I do think that if if law enforcement can get justice, if those children can be identified, there will be justice.
Right.
It's happened before. They've found images like that on devices, and they have located the children, and the people have been prosecuted. It does happen. It just takes a long time.
Right. And also, according to B. Crumbs as well, she says that they will send the CSAM to NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They have a database. So it's really going to be some time they'll be working on that, I guess. But,
yeah, it'll be a while.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Now remember, he just said he just talking about more how he misses Maddie.
I need a cigarette. This is too much.
Okay. That's okay.
All right.
Okay. Here we go.
We got the 1 minute notice.
Yeah, here it is again. Well, I'll try to call back in another 15 minutes, but you know the deal. If you don't hear from me then, I'll try to call back in the next few days.
Okay, we'll catch up to you then.
Love you,
All
honey.
right. I love you too, and I'll try again in 15 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
The time is 8:51 p.m.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, Chief.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, just getting back to what I was saying, just faith and trust, and, message received.
I guess if there's one thing that we wish for, is that you had come to us sooner. That you had come to us and let us know what was going on.
Sooner.
Well,
Never did.
unfortunately, I was suffering from a bit of cowardice.
Yeah, but hindsight's always 20/20, and can't do anything about it now. But
So they are actively acknowledging his I don't want to say relationship because that is just disrespectful. They are actively acknowledging what they are perceiving as him having some sort of relationship with Maddie. How could they ever think that is appropriate? How could they? I just can't believe what I'm hearing. I wish you would have come to us sooner and let us know what was going on. Like, oh, Mom, Dad, I'm abusing Jen's child. Like, I don't know, man. Okay.
this thing
It's bigger because of it.
it's a bigger problem because of that, and again, not sure what would be any. I'm sure there would be some things different if you had chosen that path, because there's obviously nothing we could have done without. Well, there's nothing we could have done. I mean, there was only one choice, but we could have talked our way through this. I mean, the phone call that you made to me earlier in the afternoon, if you had at least shared that, we could have talked our way through that and figured out a much better solution than whatever was whatever you guys came up with, because none of that was believable.
A solution that they came up with. What?
And I was whatever you guys came up with, because none of that was believable. And I was thinking earlier today or yesterday that somehow I feel that you were forced into this, and I don't know, and that's just my speculation, that you were compromised and you were forced to participate in this.
Oh my God, Dad, I understand you're trying to grasp and wrap your mind around what he's done, but who the hell was forcing him to participate in this, as you say? I cannot believe, I understand denial. I do, but shit.
And
bullshit, man.
And as soon as you got away from the rest of them, you should have called me, and we could have discussed this, and the outcome would have been a lot different than what it is right now.
I don't want to get your hopes up, and as I said, don't get carried away with any conspiracy theories, but in a way I was compromised, and, you know, when all that stuff was happening, I was not in my right mind anymore.
Yeah. Well, I understand that, and that's when you probably should have just called me and said, hey, I've got a bit of a situation here, and
That would have been a rational thing to do, but at that point I was no longer capable of rational actions or thoughts.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
I'm capable of it. I had no control over my faculties anymore. It's like the motor was running, but there was a screaming chimpanzee behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I understand that. I don't understand lack of emotion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't like she was catatonic. She was talking in a normal voice, you know.
So, mom and dad understand that. They understand that Stephan just felt like his, what did he say? Like he had no control over his own body anymore and his own mind anymore. And they understand that. They understand that, you know, he was compromised, but they don't understand. Now they're going to criticize Jen as they accept what he's done. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people have criticized Jen. I've criticized Jen. The police criticized Jen. We've seen that, but I don't understand how you can make excuses for him. And then I understand that, but I don't understand lack of emotion. Well, a lot of people don't. I didn't either, but this is just the facts. She's on a lot of heavy drugs, okay? She's on a lot of psych meds. We know that. She's on very heavy medication. I can't remember it right now, but in the past we've looked it up, and you know, it's a very, very, very intense psychiatric medication.
Yes.
So go ahead, Jen.
She has a very sedated affect when she speaks.
Yeah.
She speaks like somebody who's sedated heavily.
Yeah.
I think what they're talking about as far as being forced into a situation, I think they're under the impression that he is guilty of disposing of Maddie. Jen got him to do that. Not that they're not blaming Maddie. They're blaming Jen.
No, I know that, but also they were talking
situation.
about like what had been going on for years. That's why they said, why didn't you come to us sooner? You know what I mean?
Well, yes. I mean, you're right. But that one little tiny part about being forced, I think what they're talking about there is he was forced to do everything else, like, you know,
like Jen,
her
right, they're thinking that Jen, which they're going to get into this more, because I heard, you know, we heard the clips at the beginning. They talk about Jen and Maddie having a physical fight of some kind.
And Southern Soul True Crimes is right. A lot of folks on meds, they still don't allow essay of their kids. No, they don't. And neither are mine. Allie definitely isn't. I know she didn't mean it that way at all. I know exactly what she was said. We're talking about the way that Deborah here is saying that Jennifer Soto has no emotion when she speaks about Maddie.
Yeah, and she's catatonic or whatever.
She's catatonic, and she's talking in a normal voice. We're just saying that what I've heard in Jennifer Soto's interviews is not without emotion. You can tell she's sedated. She sounds sedated. It's not a lack of emotion. Lack of emotion is those two girls who were interviewed after they stabbed their friend. Go watch Anissa Wire and Morgan Geyser's interrogation videos. That's a lack of emotion. There's different. Yeah, that's different. I think that, and I do side-eye Jennifer. I do, absolutely. This Jen side-eyes the hell out of that Jen. Sure do. And but she's on psychiatric medications.
Seroquel is one, but EMT Rick, there's another one, and it's in like like we hear them talk about it in her interviews and in police documents of the interviews that they did, and I can't remember what it is, but it's one that like is known to like make people like knocked out hardcore when they take it.
Is it
Halidol,
Halidol?
maybe. I can't remember what it was.
I know she's on Halidol, and I know that she's also, well, Maddie was on Trazodone.
Right. And no, it's not clonidine or Klonopin. She may be on those things as well. This is something else. I have a friend that took Seroquel every day too, Margie.
Yeah. But I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, I think that they're talking about multiple things at the same time, and it's sort of, it's all gross the way that they have yes,
I think that was it.
Respirodol, that's it.
I think so.
Yes,
I'm not 100% on it, but that sounds right. Maybe
it does sound right. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh,
that they're talking about multiple things here.
They're talking, and it's all gross the way that they are acting as if Stephan had no choice. But and there's and wait a minute now. I thought you wouldn't. I thought you don't cover for your son, and you that anybody suggesting that you would cover for your son is ludicrous, and these amateur sleuths don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Isn't that kind of basically what you said, Chris? Did I, on the last two phone calls or whatever? Yeah, you did say that. I'm not wrong. I know that's a rhetorical question. Don't answer that. I know I'm right. That's exactly what you said. But what would you have done if your son had come to you? Because Maddie is a child. So what would you have done?
Yeah. How do you make that
right? What would you have done? Piece of shit. That's all I got to say.
EMT Rick, I'm going to try to get the answer for you for sure of what exactly it was, but it might be hard because, like I said, it's in her interviews and in the police documents, and I'm trying to listen to this too, but if I can find it in any articles, I'll get it for you today. If I have to look in the police documents, I'll get it for you by tomorrow, but okay, you ready?
Yes.
I don't think it showed any emotion at all with jiggling her leg, but she did that anyway, so.
Yeah,
she was anxious because she was lying to her teeth.
That's okay. Don't get your hopes up for any conspiracy theories or vast conspiracies. Just understand that anything I did was not done while being within my rational mind. I had snapped at that point. And
you snapped for 8 years?
I wish I had done the correct thing to begin with. I wish I had run downstairs and shaken her awake and called 911 and all that. And
hold on. I want to hear that again.
Snapped at that point. Anything I did was not done while being within my rational mind. I had snapped at that point. And I wish I had done the correct thing to begin with. I wish I had run downstairs and shaken her awake and called 911 and all that. And
I wish you had too. I wish you had too. Maybe she could have been saved, but
she was beyond that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Stop right there.
Ice cold and just gone.
She was in a different.
Okay. If you go back to understand and the layout of that house or that townhome, where Maddie was sleeping was upstairs. So if you needed to run downstairs and shake anybody awake, you're talking about Jennifer Soto.
Did he say downstairs?
Yes, rewind it.
I heard the shaking awake, but
I wish I would have run downstairs and shook her awake.
Okay, let's hear it again.
Okay.
I wish I had run downstairs and shaken her awake and called 911 and all that. And
So yeah, he is talking about Jen.
Right. He can't, and if we ever had a doubt that he was talking about Maddie, he corrects himself. So if you had to shake her awake, how is she to blame? Are you listening? This is what it reminds me of. This is where it reminds me of Chris Watts and Cindy Watts.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
because Chris does somewhat like sort of admit to what he did, but not in a real look. Cindy needs it in a real blunt, direct way. Okay. Just like apparently Deborah does as well, because he's clarifying what he did. She was asleep.
Yeah. If it was Jen, how would you have to shake her awake?
Right. If you were forced to clean up Jennifer's crime,
Yeah.
then what are you waking her up for? How do you know?
Yep. Pretty
Don't
smart,
play.
Jen.
Yeah. You want to come over here and talk shit about the true crime community again, Chris? We ain't all the same.
Exactly. All right. That was actually pretty good. Okay.
You don't want this smoke, Mr. Stearns.
The prosecutor that.
Oh, listen,
like
I like to pretend that Mr. J and I are friends. He's who prosecuted Sarah Boone. I'm all right to Mr. J. Mr. J. Now listen, I know you're a very smart man, but I know Boone he was, while this was going on, he was getting ready to prosecute Boone, and she was pulling all the shenanigans. So if this might have slipped through the cracks, let me write you a little letter to let you know to go back and look at this call.
Which that's the only reason we have it though, right? Because it's been given to him in discovery.
Yes.
So I bet you they do. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a lot of call. But there's a lot of calls for them to go through. And sometimes how sometimes you have to listen. Yeah. I'm still gonna write to Mr. J and just point this out to him, just in case.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
I wish you had too. I wish you had too. Maybe she could have been saved, but
she was beyond that.
Okay.
When someone's that ice cold and just scarred.
She was in a different part of the house?
Yeah.
She wasn't with you?
Well, she had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while I was sort of just walking around and, haunting around the house like I do. Sometimes I go out for walks at night, or I just sit on the couch and just fiddle around on my phone, or just, I don't sleep well at night, especially when I've got to be up early and do something the next day.
Yeah.
And that was the case. So every time I realized anything was wrong, it was.
She was in a different part of the house when you found that out?
She was still upstairs.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
So, hold on.
For a while and upstairs.
Oh, she was upstairs.
It was.
She was in a different part of the house when you found that out?
She was still upstairs.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left.
Oh, yeah. If you had to go downstairs to wake up Jennifer, that means Jennifer never went up the stairs, right? You fucker. So who killed? So then you all of a sudden walked in and Maddie is ice cold. So who killed her? The fucking cucuy? For those of you that don't speak Spanish, that's a boogeyman. Who? Stop playing with these people. This is a confession. It's a confession that uses a lot of distancing language and doesn't, but you need to stop.
Well, he's already got a couple times like that letter, that's why the letter that he wrote was in the police documents, and You caught. That's why he's like, wait, she was still upstairs. She's in different. What? Dad's like, okay, hold on. Things
So
aren't
for
like
the right. So for the people that are asking what he had to get up for, he had to get up and take Maddie to school. That's what
which he did not usually do.
correct. He wasn't living there at the time either.
No,
He had moved out.
he was there to help because Jen started a new job and she needed to
Correct.
rest, even though she did not have to work that day.
Correct. But she did have an appointment that day
Mm-hmm.
for Botox
She also had a doctor's appointment.
and a doctor's appointment.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
I had gone downstairs for a while, and by the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. She'd been gone for a while.
Okay.
Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was, and it's crazy.
That's going to stay with you.
It
Yeah,
should stay with
Yeah, I
him.
remember seeing my brother when he.
Let me hear that again.
It's crazy.
That's going to stay with you.
What'd she say? That's gonna stay with you. Okay.
That's going to stay with you. It needs to stay with you. I
Yeah.
hope it stays with you and haunts you until the end of your days.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I remember seeing my brother when he had passed away, and that's the last thing I remember seeing of him. And so.
Yeah, it's just, you can tell.
yes, you can. My dad, yeah.
It's just, when they're gone, really, really, truly gone, there's nothing you can do. There's no coming back.
Yeah.
No, there isn't.
She was past the point of no return.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, given the crazies of the grandmom and already starting to call her a Gordo, she would have been the next one on the list for gastric bypass, but I just think, maybe God just delivered her out of a place that was going to become really bad for her.
Oh my God.
I mean, I always knew that life was going to be hard for her. Her mom certainly didn't do her any favors, and since I had no say in the matter of how she was raised or disciplined or anything, there was nothing I could do about it. But sit back and watch the train wreck as it unfolded.
Yeah, and she's trying to tell everybody that it was a little angel and she had no problems with her, and you were already telling us that they were butting heads like two Rocky Mountain lambs.
Yeah, they got physical on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, I figured they did that again.
Yeah, I figure they did that again.
But they didn't. Did you not just hear what your kid just told you? I did.
Dad heard it.
Exactly.
But okay.
I often played mediator between the two of them because I was the only one that could talk either of them down when they started going at it with each other.
Yeah, I know.
Where were the roommates when all this is going on?
Upstairs, doing their own things.
Was all that screaming and yelling and crap going on?
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
It's kind of, honestly, it wasn't that far out of place in that house. Was often given to yelling or loud crying or outbursts, and it was given to yelling and screaming and coming down on people. It was happening a lot more and more often, which is why I kept trying to tell I think maybe your meds are becoming less effective. It seems like you're becoming more erratic and more unstable. It seemed like the more stable I became, the more unstable she became, like we switched places.
Wow.
Well, I always told you she was a black hole of need.
She was a black hole of what?
I don't know. I
see.
didn't catch that. Rewind that, would you please? And maybe, yeah.
Yes, and neat. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. That's sweet. Thank you. And welcome to the members. Thank you, Neat. Okay.
Switched places.
Well, I always told you she was a black hole of need.
A black hole
Black hole of need.
need. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Need.
Black hole of need.
Need. Yeah. Black hole of need. I
Mm,
mean, wow.
yeah. I'll start it like 10 seconds back so we can hear it one more time as we go.
And the more unstable she became, like we switched places.
Well, I always told you she was a black hole of need.
Mm.
And
Well, there's nothing to do about it now. But what I hate the worst is that she's sitting in a hospital having 3 meals a day, clean sheets, television, access to phone, reading, walking around free, taking a shower by herself, and you're sitting where you are.
Mm.
yeah, I guarantee her food's probably a lot better than mine.
Oh, I guarantee you a lot of stuff is better than yours.
Yeah, because the hospital food is delicious, you know. And
Yeah, that's why people go there.
yeah, it's a lovely
Everybody
experience.
all hospitals are known for their excellent cuisine. Get bent, bitch.
Especially a mental hospital. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully.
a very, 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 very slim chance of doing anything about any of this. And I'm praying to God and asking for His help to make it possible. But
Well, how about giving up the chivalrous part and lay some truthisms on?
what's that?
I said, quit being so chivalrous.
Okay, I was about to walk away for just 2 seconds from the computer. And so this is chivalry. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot.
I'm sorry. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just dumb. Just kidding. I'm freaking smart. I'm not dumb. Nowhere in the definition of chivalry is there a part where you essay your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend's daughter since she was 8 years old. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Do the chivalry. I can't say it in that way. Chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
And lay some truths on him. Wow. Okay, Mom.
You ain't ready for the truth, Mom.
No, not at all. Okay. No, I do got to walk away for 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. It's frozen. Okay.
I'm protective of start laying some truth bombs on her.
You know,
There's truth bombs there.
maybe none as groundbreaking or bombastic as you might hope for, but there are some truths there, some ugly truths and some not so pretty truths, but I guess I reacted to everything the way I did because I wanted to shield her. I wanted to keep her from getting any blowback from him, but
You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have, because that let them only one person lay everything on. That was you.
yep. And I should have just done the correct thing from the get-go and let the chips fall where they may. But I couldn't stand the idea of losing them both horribly like that. And I lost them both anyway, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
There was just so much agony and so much pain, so much shock and so much trauma. My mind was just not. It wasn't me anymore. I wasn't in control of myself anymore. It was my things that I wouldn't do. I wasn't acting or thinking rationally. It was just panic and fear and.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Stephan, I can't help but get the feeling that none of this that was on the phone was a surprise to
There it is.
Yep. Okay. now before that, I want to address, like, so he's claiming he was trying to shield and protect Jen and not lose them both, but he lost them both anyway. But then, yeah, I can't help but think that what was on the phone was not a surprise to Jen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but Stephan has said to his mom repeatedly not to get her hopes up for some conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Okay.
the truth
Let me
isn't
let me just
bombastic.
translate that for you, Deborah, since you seem to be having a problem. It's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the correct explanation. Okay. Boo
Yep.
Boo the fool here, your son, the Chomo, took a 13-year-old girl's life. The same 13-year-old girl who he had been essaying since she was 8 years old. That's the truth. You want some truthisms? There you go.
Moms, yeah.
You are welcome.
Oh my God. Okay, let's hear what he says about this. So, because a lot of people do believe that Jen knew about this. I don't.
Or at least this, it's hard to know what somebody knew.
As angry as I am with her because of like some of the other things, like when she seemed to be protecting him a little more, wanting him to get a good attorney and things like that. Just based on what the police have said, that they dug and dug looking for evidence that she knew about this or was a part, and they could not find it. So,
yep.
You know. Okay. Let's see what he's going to say to that.
And I can't help but get the feeling that none of this that was on the phone was a surprise to
She was aware that she had certain feelings towards me.
Yeah. Well, then why was she sitting in there to sleep with you?
She used to joke about it, toward the electric complex. Used to joke and say, you better not leave me for my daughter when she's older, things like that. Laugh about it, and they used to both ogle over me and comment on me and talk about me together and giggle and talk about how nice I looked, and it was not an appropriate situation.
No. You stop right now. You stop that right the fuck now. Okay? This is what people like him do. Okay? It's probably something so innocuous and did not mean what he's trying to make it mean. It could have been something so simple as Jennifer saying to Stephan, "Don't you look nice?" And Stephan being this little, blob of insecurity. I don't know if we look okay. And then Jennifer saying, "Maddie, tell him he looks nice." And she said, "Yeah, you look nice." That's it. That's all. He's turned this into some sort of love triangle. The mother and the daughter were fighting over him. You, sir, get... Oh my God, I can't. I'm going to say something so nasty that you guys would be shocked, and I'm just going to be quiet right now. I'm about to read this motherfucker completely for filth.
I just think it's really interesting to see inside of his mind. Like, is this what you thought was going on? You know what I mean? Is this how you perceived? They would laugh and giggle and look at me and ogle or whatever.
It's absolutely how Chomos perceive children. They perceive the things that children do that are just inherent child behaviors as overt and sexual. That is how they view that. They view it as them flirting.
Yeah. Okay.
It was not an appropriate situation. Yeah, that's a fucking understatement, you piece of shit. Oh my God, I got to stop. I need to stop.
Yeah, and we've only got 20 minutes in, and I have to go in 20 minutes. So
oh my God, I knew this was going to, this is all my fault. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's okay, but let's keep going. Okay, here we go. It's not your fault. I'm the one pausing it every second, but okay. Here.
And, always had an issue with boundaries. She never respected any boundary situations.
No, it wasn't.
And, always had an issue with boundaries. She never respected any boundaries that I tried to set. We've gotten arguments on more than one occasion about the sleeping arrangements, so I, would beg her, please make her go sleep in her own room, and she said, well, no, it's easier this way for me to wake her up when she's near me, and it's like we didn't have any privacy, and, just didn't have any space to ourselves, and she would suggest, well, maybe you should go sleep in bed instead, and it's like, it's like a twin bed, and I'm, 6+ feet, and no, why would I want to do that instead of sleeping in our king-size bed, I should have broken up with her a long time ago and just distanced myself.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Should have would have could have. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, it seems to be my superpower. Useless superpower. Captain Hindsight.
Well, you certainly didn't appreciate it when I told you that.
No, I certainly didn't. Typical, kid trying to make their own way or have their own ideas, and realizing only too late, how valuable their parents' advice really was.
Yep. Well, this is a shit show that rivals a pigsty.
Yeah, this is not something that you recover from.
None of us will ever recover from this. Ever.
1 minute remaining.
It's not recoverable. Okay, you got your 1 minute warning, and they're probably not going to give you a fourth run at this.
Yeah, someone's screaming in the background right now, too.
Okay, honey, I hear them. So, you going to try to call back tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll see if I can call back in the next couple of days. I probably got about $18, $19 left on the phone account, and I got like 17 cents left in the commissary account.
We'll try to do something about that.
Okay.
When do you need to have the commissary replenished?
What?
When do you need to have the commissary replenished?
Whenever you're able to, I guess. I did get a pad of paper, though.
He already told
Nice.
you. Now.
He got a pad of paper.
Oh, okay.
I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next couple of days.
All right.
Okay, we love you too, honey. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that one told us a whole lot. And you know what? I do want to try to listen to one more, but it's weird, Jen, because usually I'm the one getting angry, cussing, yelling, and I'm weirdly calm. And I don't know why. I guess it's just like I'm so zoned in on them, right? I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
Well, I think that for me, he's turned himself into the victim, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. Usually I can separate myself emotionally, and have my emotions when where I'm not live. It's not like I don't have them. I just try not to have outbursts like I just had, because I don't think it's fair to you guys, but I don't know. I just couldn't. Something came over me. I don't know.
Well, this one does it to you. Like I said, like I have raged out, like digging into this case over and over. It's just, it's a case that does that to you.
Exactly. This is a hard one.
It's hard to
This is a
consume
hard
it.
one.
Not.
Yeah. And these are trials. I mean, these are just jail calls. Wait till we get to the trial. I'm going to need each and every one of you guys to be in that chat, so we can get through this together.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I just dropped Bendy's link, and again, I've been dropping the calls if you want to hear them without commentary too as we go, like in the chat. Just try to look for it. But at the end, as soon as we end, I'm going to put it in the description. I just was rushing around today, so I didn't do that yet. Okay, here we go.
The time is 3:40 p.m.
Hey, is this okay to call you now?
Yeah, I just finished up with some customers, so good timing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was worried that you'd probably, because I know the weekends are busy for you. So we had a little under an hour before the phone system turns off.
What time's it turn off?
4:30 until 7:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got time.
Okay. So I just used the commissary kiosk, and I looked into the reading glasses. They're $11.50 a piece. And they start at 1.25 and step up in quarter increments all the way up to 2.5.
Yeah. So what do you think? 1.5?
1.5. I guess I could start with that.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to try? I guess you don't get a chance to try tomorrow, right?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go for one. Let's try 1.5.
Okay. We'll try 1.5. I'll make that on my next order. I'll need some money account bill if you want to put some in today.
Yeah, I'll give myself a reminder and make sure I do that.
Yeah, because I did make an order, but there's no money in the account, so the money won't pull out until tomorrow morning. So as long as you put some in tonight, it'll be fine.
All right, let me make myself an alarm.
Okay, I got myself some more coffees, a couple more sleeves of saltines, and some more root beer barrels, and I got myself a little treat. I got myself a little box of fruit punch beverage mix.
Okay.
And on my next order, I will get some reading glasses and see how that goes for me. Can't believe I'm already looking into reading glasses. I feel like an old man.
Oh, you're getting old. Hey, question.
Yeah.
When you left town to go to Kissimmee, what time did you leave?
It's in the afternoon. It was Sunday. Sunday
Well, like
evening.
4 o'clock?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, something like that.
Could have been later, 6 o'clock?
Maybe. I don't think I got to Kissimmee until around 8:30-ish.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That sound about right?
I was curious as to, I don't know if I said goodbye to you when you left. You said something about when I get back we would go shooting, so I guess we're not going to do that now.
Yeah, believe me, I'd love to go shoot. Sorry we didn't get to do that.
There's a lot of things I'm not going to be doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they do pizza in prison.
No, that's one thing I'm not going to get.
Okay, so a couple things, like I don't have too much to say besides, of course, talking about money, commissary, he is on the phone with the bank. He's got to keep his finances straight. But Dad seems to be kind of trying to put together some puzzle pieces, and he also said there's not pizza in prison, so I think they're accepting that he's going to prison. Or no? Oh, I bet Jen's smoking. So yeah, I'm wondering, what do you guys think? That's kind of interesting language. And then Stephan, no, that's the one thing I'm not going to get. What, when you go to prison? Because you're not going to come out with some story at trial that it wasn't you and it was Jen and you were walking around, or it was, you don't know who it was, but you were walking around and you just came back and found her that way. That makes literally no sense, but we'll see. Okay, let's keep listening.
Or Taco Bell, or, I always said that life isn't so bad as long as you still have pizza and tacos.
Well, now you don't.
I don't have those.
Oh, they're opening up a Del Taco in Port Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yes, I think they're opening it up down the street from Arby's.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I saw that and thought of you right away.
Yeah, well, it's right that you should, because that definitely would have been exciting news for me.
Yep. Yep. I just feel so sad sometimes.
Me too.
Yep. A lot of people getting the backlash from this. people's hair anyway.
That's sad.
Yeah. And
As much as they are enabling and whatever, this is still, remember, in the beginning, they did do that interview. So I think that their thoughts in the interview are probably more closer to what they might be now. But Dad, saying sometimes I'm just so sad, and a lot of people are getting the backlash from this. It's sad. It's unfair because I don't know who he's referring to, like maybe family members or themselves. But at the end of the day, Stephan did this. I mean, Jen's getting a hell of a lot of backlash too. So,
pray to God.
It's just part of
a lot of hurt going around everywhere.
Yep. Just, I don't know, I just regrets that I've been so cavalier and so careless of the people that cared about me, and that relied on me to be better than I was.
Yep.
Really, I reviewed the interview, but I can go get the link to the interview so you can just listen to that if you want. If you want to hear me review it, you could probably search my name and him and his parents. But then also I'll get the link right now and just drop it in the chat so you guys can save it for later of the interview that Hidden True Crime did with his mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's gone anyway.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's no backstage, delete, and do over it. We're past that.
Well, I just keep praying to God to deliver me from this and give me a chance to do it right.
That's a big if.
Yeah, I know it's a big ask, and I told him even if I'm not worthy of it now, that I'll work my best to become worthy of it.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys.
Well, the murder charge. Yeah, the murder charge aside, I mean, you're pretty much fucked on the other side.
Yep.
Potentially, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not potentially.
No.
You are. Period.
Yes, as my good friend, as I like to call him, Detective WD-40 from Georgia in the Stephen McDaniels case, when he told Stephen, "You're fucked either way." Yeah, you're fucked either way.
Yep. Okay, and then let me show you guys. So this is just a clip that Hidden True Crime did. I just dropped the parents interview in the chat, but here's just a clip where they say that he is the sole perpetrator. Let's hear this for a second before we go back.
Okay.
Where are you in accepting the reason your son is behind bars?
The last data dump that they had a few weeks ago, and I went through line by line and then shared with Debbie the chronology of events, the narrative summary and such, that it's very conclusive, and it does, in our mind, indicate Stephan is a lone perpetrator, as much as we want to believe what he said, that there are other people involved. And again, that's out there in a prior phone conversation that Stephan said. But you look at the evidence that's been presented, and it's pretty conclusive that there doesn't appear to be anybody else involved, and that he is the lone perpetrator.
So see, we're reacting on a call that happened. Let me see. Let's go back to it. That happened in June. And let me tell you when the interview took place. Let's see. It says 6 months ago, but let me get the exact date. This interview happened. Oh my gosh, it's not showing up on the browser. September 21st, 2024. It does appear that they've changed their mind. Well, 3 months, almost 4 months.
Yeah.
But he's right. There was a ton of evidence that came out in July and August. And if he did go through it line by line, it straight up tells you point to point to point, which you guys, it's in that timeline I keep telling you about, exactly his movements. It even tells you like about her phone. Her phone was not touched at all. It did not come off the base because she had it on like a wireless charging base next to her on the nightstand, and it did not come off until the alarm went off twice. shoot silenced at once. So maybe they do see things for what they are now.
Good for them. I mean, and that's got to be hard. So
Yeah.
I will give that. Now I feel that there might be a little bit of grace to be given.
Yeah.
I'm sure that in the moment they were reacting to the information that they had at the time.
Yeah.
And they've seemingly come around.
Yeah. And yeah, they did know about the images. You're right. But I think that I don't know what the hell they have this idea that it was like a mutual thing, which could never happen, even if she was brainwashed into believing it was.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand that at all. It's hard to wrap your mind around how they couldn't, whatever. But
I was harsh in my reaction because I was reacting to what I heard at the time, and I don't take it back.
No, me neither. I cussed them all out yesterday. I get it.
I feel how I feel when I'm hearing this. I'm glad to know, because I think it would be difficult if they continued to this level of denial.
Right. No, Ash, these were just released, and the most recent one is June 16th. So no, we don't. And I'm assuming these were released because they are in the case file now. They have been given over to the defense as part of the discovery.
I have to look at that. I don't know how that works in Florida. I mean, I know, like, as far as if you can FOIA things in an open case like this, which it's still open because he hasn't gone to trial. So technically it's still open. And you can get like the documents. I don't know how they treat jail phone calls. I would imagine that some of these jail phone calls, yes,
they are mentioned in the documents.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But as far as like moving forward, I don't know how they,
I seriously doubt you can call in and get just any random date of his calls.
Probably not.
Yeah. And the prosecutor literally said that the media will get everything after he gets it, like with everything in the case.
Yeah.
So
that is how Florida works. I'm just curious. Like, I know obviously any of the calls where he talks about anything like this are, they're going to be potentially used.
Yeah, but I don't see them just giving you any of his other calls.
No, probably not. No, probably not. Mm-mm. But I'm saying, like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Now, after the conclusion of the trial, they'll be available.
Yeah, all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
yeah,
we should get, but. Oh, look, a squirrel. I think mom is, I can forgive CSAM, but not murder. Whereas I think I could forgive murder easier than CSAM. So she still loves him, even though he's a pedo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they're making an excuse as if there could have been something consensual happening when we just know that's not possible. It doesn't matter. Even if Maddie literally thought, number one, we know that that's not how it started. Because we have seen they outlined that video that they have from his phone when she, when this first started, and he was threatening to take privileges if she didn't do what he said. But maybe it changed over time, but it doesn't matter. That's, your brain. That's the reason that the laws are the way they are. Correct. Your brain is not developed enough to even
and there's a difference between accepting the inevitable and actual consent.
Yeah.
And I think, what he is relaying as consent was probably not that. I know it wasn't. And I think what more than likely happened is Maddie just didn't see a way out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we do know the thing that makes me wonder is like her friends saying how close they were and how like she would talk to him all the time. And they would want to do like a phone call and Maddie would be like, well, I want to talk to Stephan. So you want to join that call? You know what I mean? So I don't know how things shifted over time, but they were really close. And then we have in the one police interview, the cop is like, is it normal for you to text her that much? Like, I was looking at your text with her last night and you guys like text a lot, or I was looking at your recent text with her, maybe not last night, but you guys text a lot. Like, isn't her bedtime such and such? I guess they were talking late, and the cop was like, why do y'all talk so much? Like, is that a normal thing?
Right. And Daniel's right. Confusing and grooming someone into thinking something is normal is not consent.
Exactly. I've never seen the video. Is it on your channel? So, Samantha, the actual evidence is not on my channel, but we do read through the police documents where they talk about a video where he, she's watching cartoons and he tells her, like, if you don't do this sexual act, you're not going to be able to play the game on my phone later or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like in the documents.
Yeah. He's so gross. Ugh. All right.
Well, thank you, Dog Defender. Thank you guys for checking on me and caring about me. We're okay. Just have some kind of little bug going on, which we don't know what it is because all the tests at the doctor were negative, but some kind of sore throat bug thing happening.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. But thank you guys. Thank you, Samantha. Ready, Bendy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't want to confirm or deny anything one way or the other. I'm trying to hold on to hope as best as I can and see how the cards fall out here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anyway, follow up on where your mail order is. Is that possibility?
when I
They
talked
said for Ben?
when I spoke to the mental health director, she said that she would check with the mailroom, but in case that she forgot to do that, which is likely that she would forget, that you guys could also call the mailroom and check in with them and say, hey, we're trying to send our son something from the outside. What's the deal with that?
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'll follow up on Monday.
Yeah, so if you guys get a hold of the mailroom, you should be able to look into that and see what's what.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that last time. Sorry.
No problem.
But anyway.
So, well, this is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure that I called you before the phone system turned off and hoped that I caught you at a good time.
Yep.
Yep. Sitting in an open
We
house.
did. I just finished up with some people.
Are you showing houses or sitting at an open house?
No, I was just showing some homes.
Okay. So you're going back into the general side of things?
That's all I'm doing.
Well, I guess with the way the market is going down there, I guess general is not such a bad thing right now, huh?
Oh, much better. You're not stuck trying to sell a single product. You've got the whole market available to yourself.
Yeah.
You get to control the narrative.
Yeah, and I imagine that probably is a good deal right now, especially with the way it's heating up down there. So.
Yep.
Wish I could be there to help you out.
Well, me too, but can't dwell on that. We got to figure out what kind of path we can carve out it for you in the future.
Yep.
Maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe I won't spend the rest of my natural life in these places, and if so, I need to have some sort of plan together.
Yep.
Some sort of resource. And
we can carve out it for you in the future.
Yep.
Maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe I won't spend the rest of my natural life in these places, and if so, I need to have some sort of plan together.
Well, you know what? Maybe you won't even have a natural life. And, maybe your natural life will end in an unnatural way, I guess.
Correct. With a lethal injection.
Yeah.
Involving 3 different medications, I believe it is. It's a cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that paralyzes you, one that I don't remember.
Stops your heart.
Mm-hmm. So, I I'm sure it's hard for all of them, like Stephan as well, even though I don't even care. Really, I don't care about all of it, any of it, but as far as their feelings go, all of them in this moment, I don't.
Right.
But I'm sure it's hard for them to process and grasp like what's going on, because not only you have this shocking death, murder occurring
Right.
within your circle, basically, but then your loved one is going to be in prison for the rest of their life.
Correct.
You have to accept that.
Yes. But see, here's the thing about that. When should Stephan Stearns be convicted, right? And should the jury then come back and say, yes, he should be sentenced to death, he will get a date. He will know exactly when the date of his execution is, which is something that he did not afford Maddie. Don't you guys think that there's struggles all the time when you're raising girls? Between the mother between a mother and her daughter or her daughters. I know I raised 2 of them. And don't you think Maddie, if she'd have known that night was going to be her last night on this planet, don't you think she would have had a talk with her mom? Don't you think she would have told her mom some things?
Yeah.
But she didn't get that. Don't you think she would have called her dad and told her dad, hey, I love you? Her grandparents, all of her friends. Don't you think she would have liked to have things, been able to resolve any issues or just let people know how she felt about them? Right? But she didn't get that.
No, she didn't.
She didn't get that. And by saying talk to her mom, I mean, I'm not talking about talking to her mom and telling her what was going on. I'm talking about understanding that is knowing that it's your last day on the planet and you can say the things that you want to say. That's what I'm talking about. That not, resolving issues, telling your loved ones that you love them.
Yeah. Or
and that you're
sorry,
or you're sorry or whatever it is. Right. Maddie never, and that's the only issue I have with the death penalty, is that it affords the perpetrator something they did not afford their victim. They have all the time until their death date, right? Should it go through, none of their appeals are successful. They know exactly how long they have to tie up any loose ends and resolve any issues with anybody. They can at least try. You know what I'm saying? The victim never gets that.
That's true. That's a good point. Daniel says, I'm still new to the case, so I don't know about his phone records, but I'm curious if his calls to his parents were more frequent before he got caught. So a lot of the documents that have been released, a lot of documents have been released so far, and you can read all kinds of stuff. But we did learn that he moved out of Jen and Maddie's home in December, and he was actually back home. And so he had just went over there that night, that Sunday after her birthday. But he also didn't call his parents for quite a while after he was in there, maybe the first day. But I know there was a long period of time he didn't. And then when they do talk, because there was a little bit of a call released before this. And when they do finally talk, he gives excuses of, phones were down, this, that, and that. I don't know, just a bunch of excuses. I was held in PC. They wouldn't let me make a call, which is not true, obviously. But I think he got desperate when he needed money. He knew he was going to have to answer to some things, especially to his dad.
Right. I think his dad enables him the least out of the 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I actually think in many ways, I think his dad, now that I have remembered, and thank you, Allie, for playing that last interview with them, because when I really sit and think about it, I wonder if some of the things that he says in these calls aren't actually to support Stephan, but to support his wife, because she's clearly struggling with it.
Oh, yeah, I would think so. And, thank you, Petunia. Appreciate you. We also hear them say at another point that they will not be alive. They never see him get out if he was to even have a chance. It's dad kind of trying to figure out what time he might be facing with the charges that he's getting. He wasn't charged all at once either.
In fact, the murder charge didn't come for a while.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And so dad was basically saying, you know, chances are we're not going to be alive if you ever get out when you do.
Exactly.
And that's sad, but
And yeah, Pippa, they are trying their best. It's hard. It's hard to raise a teenage girl. It's hard to be a teenage girl. It is.
yeah,
It is.
definitely
It's
is.
hard. It's hard to be a
Okay.
teenager, period. All right, hit it, sis.
Yes, it is. Okay. We got about 6 minutes left. I want to try to get through this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And we can still pause if it's important. So let me know. Don't feel bad at all. And don't feel bad about going off because I go off enough. It's okay that I'm not right this second. You I appreciate you doing it.
See, that's how I say relationships aren't really 50-50, right? See, sometimes it's Allie going completely off, and then others, and then she's calm and everything, and it's me going completely off. That's true friendship.
Yeah, balance.
We balance each other out. We take turns.
Yes, exactly. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Some sort of resource to fall back on.
You're a smart guy. You articulate well. You get passionate about something. You know, maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe. If I get to be free again, you know, I've been thinking about that, you know. Obviously, job prospects are going to be difficult to come by. I might need some sort of resources to help me get back on my feet immediately until I can work out the income situation.
Yeah. Don't know what that would be, but because
Maybe.
we may be gone by the time you get out.
I don't know if there's any way we might be able to set up some sort of trust fund or something. I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but maybe some sort of plan could be gotten together, but that's all conjecture until we know what's going to be what here.
Yeah.
So,
Well, once we figure out what's what, then we can figure out what to do in the future.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
you know, did you manage to find my watch?
No, not yet.
Okay, you probably haven't looked for it yet.
Well, if it's in the storage stuff, I'm not tearing that stuff apart because you can imagine I had to
Go to the
cram.
boxes that were in my room.
Well, we've been through the boxes and it wasn't in your room.
But you didn't look inside the mouse droid popcorn receptacle.
We went through everything.
So
I can tell you it wasn't there.
So it wasn't in the mouse droid popcorn bucket?
Nope.
Damn, where is that watch? It's got to be in there somewhere. I mean, it wouldn't be anywhere else. I would have brought it with me.
Well, I can tell you that we went through everything, fine-tooth comb, and not there. What do you think that watch is worth?
At least in the condition that it's in right now, I mean, it needs servicing. It's probably overdue for service, but $1,200, a couple thousand maybe more.
Yeah.
If you find these
I think you're.
certificates of everything that are in the stores, mega boxes in there somewhere, that will help.
I think you're on target with the first number because Omegas don't get the value that Rolexes do.
Well, probably.
So
Rolexes do retain their value a lot better.
yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted something that was different and not a Rolex. You know, any a-hole with money goes and gets a Rolex. You know, doesn't require any taste or any knowledge. I like the fact that Grandpa had an Omega as well.
Damn, man, this Rolex, he goes on and on. He keeps, like, we're back to the watch, and I'm guessing it's the only valuable thing he has. He has no money. He has nothing. What do you think? What's the deal?
I mean, I don't appreciate I don't appreciate the Rolex shaming. Rolexes are pretty watches. And look, here's the deal, bro. $1,200 is a drop in the bucket. It's not going to help you. They've already, at this point on June 2nd, 2024, they've already done $1,200 worth of work on your case. Get bent. I don't give a shit about your mouse droid. I don't care about your popcorn receptacle. I don't care about your
Purple
Lego
dragon.
boxes. I don't give a fuck about your purple dragon. I don't give a fuck about nothing you own. It's all worthless.
Yeah.
You worthless.
Is he trying? Yeah, I don't know.
He's trying to get it for money.
I
There's
think, yeah, and
it's not like he can it doesn't have anything on it. It's not like a smartwatch. It doesn't have, access to the internet. He can't, get notifications. It literally is a watch. It tells time, and that's it.
I doubt it's even a real thing. It almost is like he's trying to make his parents think that he's responsible even in the slightest bit or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's coming across as ridiculous.
Yes.
And by the way, Stephan, you got a set of cojones on you to ask your parents before they die to set up some type of trust fund for your ass. Shut up.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Also,
Okay, let's go.
Wait,
Go ahead.
one last thing. Hey, Joneson, what's up?
To Heidi. Deep
Yeah.
Heidi.
Sup, Heidi? Sup, Joneson?
Sup, Heidi. That really almost sounded like Deep Heidi right there. Okay, here we go. We're in the last little finishing stretch. We're just about there. And then I'm going to drop it one more time with no commentary in the chat. And again, it'll be in the description. Okay.
I don't know. It seemed appropriate using his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had.
You can't do what?
I said it seemed appropriate to use his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had. Made me feel a little more connected to him, I guess.
I don't even remember what his watch looked like. I know he wasn't wearing it towards the end. He was wearing some Timex, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had it to do over, though, I might have got something like a Rolex or maybe a Sage of the Coach. Submariners are always nice and fun.
There's a lot of Rolexes out there, that's for sure.
Yep, there are. You don't see many JLCs, though. That's a little more of a offbeat brand. But, well, maybe I would have even gotten a ball. That would have been cheaper than the Omega. A lot more robust. Oh, well. That's things I'll probably do differently. But I just wish I'd been more careful
Probably.
with the people that I loved.
Huh.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus,
maybe you'll get a
shut
second
your
chance
mouth.
at that, but
I'm really hoping that I
you
do.
got a big hill to climb up, that's for sure.
Yep, I know it's very thin chances, but I hope that you and Mom will pray for me to get that second chance. For God to hear my prayers in regards to that, to deliver me from this situation and from the people that are wanting to destroy me. Do whatever it takes to be worthy of that. Live in a more upright and virtuous way.
We got a minute remaining.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if you want, I can try to call you again tonight. Otherwise, I can call you back in a couple of days.
Whatever you want, we're available.
Okay, well, I'll try again tonight, but if you don't hear from me, then expect me within the next few days or so. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And don't forget to put some money into the commissary tonight so that the order will go through tomorrow.
I set an alarm.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
This is
because
when
God
he-
forbid
I
you
love
live
you very
without
much,
your
Dad.
fucking root beer barrels.
Love you too, take care.
This is
I love them
why
all.
he called him back the very next day, because remember, he was supposed to do the commentary. He didn't. So he's like, okay, where you guys at? Remember, he calls and the very first thing is money, money, money. Okay, you guys. So that's where we're going to end tonight. And we're not going to finish these tomorrow, but we're going to finish them this week. So just be on the lookout, because I'm like, like I said, I know a lot of channels have went over them. I don't care. Like, this is something I want to do here with, like, all of them. I need to hear them all with you guys.
Me
So
too.
it's happening.
Me too. Me too.
Now,
And let me
tomorrow-
just say this: you ain't going to get the kind of top-notch commentary that only Allie and I can provide.
Yes,
We're out.
exactly.
We bring our own brand.
Now, hold on, Katie, because I want to talk to you about this for a second. But first, let me ask you, Jen. Tomorrow, you have something planned with somebody awesome.
I do. Dr. B and I are going to be going over this whole Aaron Goodwin, Grant Amato murder for hire situation, and it'll be like I'm going to give you guys what's going on, but I'm going to introduce those that don't know about Grant Amato to Grant Amato in the form of his interrogation video, which obviously you guys know how those go when it's me and Dr. B. If the person in the interrogation video says something ridiculous, we be commenting.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do.
Not only are you guys funny, but like, and you're so smart, but also she's just so brilliant too. I love to hear her talk about all of this stuff. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's all good.
I adore Dr. B. And also, Dr. B and I have been talking quite a bit about the Slenderman case and the Anissa Wire and Morgan Geyser. And when Dr. B was in school, one of her professors happened to have evaluated the girls.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So she's got her notes from that and all the things. So be looking out for that too, because we're going to talk about all of that, and she's going to, explain some things to us. So there you have it.
Awesome. And then, okay, so KD says another channel said he was actually wearing a watch with a tracker, and this is all cover up BS talk. Damn, I wish I could remember where he said he heard that info. So KD, I'll tell you, like, I've read line by line through the documents, most of them. Now, unless there's like a new drop that came out that I haven't seen yet or something, I have not seen that anywhere in the police documents. So I will say, like, just to you guys, be careful. No matter where you hear something, even if it's a channel you adore, trust, and love, because I have a lot of channels I adore, trust, and love, but I always, even me, even Jen, like, hopefully the channel will be able to tell you like where they get something from, and you can always check it for yourself, whether it's documents, articles, interviews, whatever. And sometimes we forget to source, of course, but it's really important to do so that people can do research on their own too, and kind of just double check and verify things, because we just can't just take anybody's word for it. Sometimes someone's recollection is slightly off, whatever. It's always so good to look for yourself, which I know
Absolutely.
you already know that, Katie, I'm sure, but just in general to say something that we definitely want to, keep an eye out. Strategic as retired New York officer, and he had some info about that watch thing. I do not want to give out false info. No, that's okay.
I'll go look it up. I'll go check it out, and maybe when we come back to talk about this, this week, because I'm just saying, Allie, I'm going to say it right here in front of God and everybody. I'm just going to do my regular stream that I have during the day, but at night, if you want me to come and do the calls with you, just all you got to do is ask. Let me know.
Okay, well, as soon as I like have an idea of what my week looks like, I'll decide like a day, and I'll let you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited. And then, yeah, Katie, maybe we can find some answers on that, and maybe I can see if there's a new document drop. I can double check. I have tons of his files already in my computer. And yeah, if you guys want to read them yourself, again, they're over on my Patreon on the free tier. You just have to sign up for like Patreon, and you should be able to download the PDFs. Also, Florida, you can go right to their website and get most of their motions and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff right there.
Let me tell you something. Florida's great and in their FOIAs, right? They're pretty, they have, some really lax rules about that. But let me tell you what they won't release to you. Yes, I'm over. Yeah. The autopsy report. Okay. That still irritates me about the Gannon Stout autopsy being released and being blamed on Florida. It's against the law here in Florida. And the minute that came out of his mouth, I knew that was wrong.
Yeah. He was trying to shift blame. As much as I love the
Me too.
prosecuting attorney, and
Me too. I think what happened was, I think it's something that fell through the cracks and it was an accident. I don't think it was done intentionally. I don't think it was done carelessly. I think that it was an oversight, and it was a very, 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 very unfortunate accident. I do.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty gross. Okay, I have to go, you guys.
Yeah.
7 Lilies. I'm gonna drop Jen's channel right now. It's gonna be right after the link. Like, see the Bendy I'm putting in the chat. That next channel after will be her channel right here. The most flexible girl in true crime, and then Daniel, I agree. Thank you, because I agree about it being a great conversation. And thank you guys for being here. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Thanks
Bendy,
for having
thank
me.
you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, I appreciate you, Jen. I appreciate all you guys in the chat, and I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.